Hey everyone, I'm Nick, and this week I'm at SEMA. So let's check it out and let me tell you why I'm here. So just a week ago, I got an invite from a sponsor, Eaton Wolf, who said, hey, you want to join us at our booth? Get to visit the show, check out our products. And I said, of course, and made some really quick arrangements to get here. So it's going to be very cool to see all sorts of things, all sorts of cars, trucks, and all that. It's very exciting. I actually got to walk through a bit yesterday during setup, and there's some cool stuff.
There were a lot of lifted trucks. Closer to the ground, I saw a few RWB Porsches, and there was a very nice Liberty Walk F355 on air suspension. The custom interior also included purple carbon fiber to tie it all together. On setup day, I was lucky enough to see a test run at the Hoonigan Burnyard. Definitely glad I had earplugs because those Australian burnout cars are no joke. It was really crowded here during the show, so I'm glad I got a good view on setup day. If you get a chance to attend and want to get good spots, you'll want to get to the stand early before one of the shows. It was also cool to see the Scumbug driving around. As I was walking around, I helped unload this lowrider and got a nice show of what the car could do. Now I'll let you enjoy a little bit of what I saw on my way into the convention center.
Yesterday, I was out here and I heard something interesting drive up, idle over, and it was this. It's really cool to see it moving under its own power in person.
The Spark booth had a Fast and Furious theme, which was really neat, but we'll take another look at that in a future video.
Whoa. The 2-on-2 C-work. It's a cool detail on the hood.
This is a custom BAW 212 that isn't available in the USA, but it was cool to see one in the International Pavilion.
There's some nice details in the bumper. These guys make van seats for super luxury vans, which is very cool. If you want to see a luxury van on the channel, let me know. Look at that. Look at the details in there.
The International Pavilion had some really interesting vendors. Unfortunately, since it was out of the way in a new hall, it didn't get quite as much traffic as it should have. I'll be going into more details on companies that I saw here in a future video too.
That's cool.
Hunter's Prestige are UK based and specialized in Land Rover Defenders with body kits, styling, and retrofits. They were really cool to talk to and even gave me a t-shirt. I also saw an alignment machine that's completely toolless. You don't need to mount anything to the car to get the measurements. It's the first of its kind, and I wouldn't be surprised if we start seeing them around sooner than later. I actually spent more time in this booth, which I'll go over in a future video. There were also some carbon fiber companies in this hall, and they had some very neat options. Later on, I headed back outside to visit a familiar company, and on the way, I got to see the Hune Pegasus 911.
Got some familiar tools here. Max jacks, quick jacks, some new low height lifts. That's pretty cool. And the classic storage lifts, double height, triple height. They've got some new brand lineup coming soon, so we'll keep an eye out for that.
I also trekked all the way out to the West Hall, where the main themes were detailing and off-road. It's a hike to get there, and walking a lot is a bit of a theme at SEMA. While I was there, I got to visit Rupes, who makes some very nice high-end detailing tools. I actually have one of their buffers, and it's awesome. I also saw some more Ferraris, including one that was set up for off-road. And a real P4 that gets raced by the owner. I also got to see just how big F1 cars are with this replica Red Bull car. This older style felt quite a bit smaller. There was also the obligatory K-Truck, and on the other end of the scale, full-size pickups also on the ground. Broncos were pretty popular too. Next are a couple of builds that really stood out to me. I'm a sucker for mini trucks, and this one was really clean.
And some really nice detail work. Heads, headers, block, spark plug wires. And the interior. And the wood bed. That's nice. Oh, the exhaust work. Wow. Look at that. Where did that go to? It's so clean.
There was also a cool looking Volvo that caught my eye. If you've been following the channel for a while, you'll remember that I have some experience with Volvo, so they have a special place in my heart.
Looks familiar to the T5 I've worked on, the XC90, but I think it's the predecessor. This is really clean. Look at that. 238,000 kilometers. That's cool. Nice plate too. Fast box. Nice. And the carbon fiber in there. That's cool. Color matched. Seat belts. Wow. The contrast of that, the Fox shocks up front. It's a look. That is cool. And of course, big blower. This is a carbon fiber body. Whoa, look at that. This thing's crazy. Looks like Tremec's getting into the electric drivetrains. Smart move. It looks like it just fits in like a big engine. Everything inside looks stock.
I've also been interested in kit cars, so seeing the Factory 5 booth was awesome. The completed cars look really cool with a bunch of modern touches. The Of course, SEMA isn't just about show cars, there are also race cars. And factory 812 horsepower monster Cobras from Backdraft. One car I keep coming back to in my footage is the HWA Evo. It's such a cool resto mod, if you can even call it that, and it's really impressive in person. I had to look this one up when I got home, but it turns out it's a 1935 Plymouth with a 9-liter Viper V10. It's wild. This one you may recognize from one of the Fast and Furious movies. My favorite part about it is the mid-engine setup and the ultra-wide stance. Of course, because I now have an Infiniti on the channel, I had to stop by the Infiniti section of the Nissan booth. And I wasn't disappointed. This is a QX80 with a custom body kit, and under the hood, there's a GTR engine with 1,000 horsepower. No show is complete without some supercars, and this booth had quite the assortment. Of course, it's not just cars at SEMA. I got to see and try out some new hybrid torque wrenches at the Quantum Tools booth, and you might want to keep an eye out for these. You may see them again sooner than later.
Like this. Oh. You guys want to keep it? Alright. Don't worry. Thanks for something.
I made sure to visit the R1 Concepts booth too. We're hoping to get a set of brakes on the rear axle of the CL63 to complete the brake upgrade, and they'll definitely be able to help us pick the right set. They also had a really cool set of Z cars on display. I know I mentioned earlier that walking a lot is a theme at SEMA, and I must have averaged well over 6 miles a day every day of the week. I was worn out at the end of each day, and that's with planning what I wanted to visit ahead of time. This Mercedes was another standout of the show. It's got a custom-made body kit, a full roll cage, and under the hood there's a twin-turbocharged LS engine. As I wrap up this walkthrough, I know that I focused on cars a lot in this video, but there were a lot of companies showcasing their products that I got to check out, and I'll be featuring some of those in an upcoming video. I also want to thank Eaton Wolf again for inviting me to join them at their booth. It was a great opportunity to be able to visit SEMA. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to leave a like and let me know which car in the video was your favorite. If you want to see more videos like this, or you want to watch me work on cars, be sure to subscribe. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.